sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday morning. That's right, the kids are back in school and all the parents are rejoicing. But hope you guys, again, are having a good Monday morning. Some nice sunny weather. It looks like back in the forecast today through Wednesday. Thursday, a possibility of rain, but all that moisture is wonderful for our forests, for our lakes, so we love seeing it. Well, this morning we are going to learn about the AARP tax preparation that is available for residents at the Payson Elks Lodge. And joining us today are Joanne Conlon and Diane Hebner. Good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for coming in this morning to share about this. This is something that I know, Joanne, when you contacted me about being on the program, didn't realize that this is available to people of all ages.
Yes, indeed.
Wow. So how about, I guess, if you start off with just the program, explaining what this program is, and again, it's tax preparation that's being done at the Payson Elks Lodge, which is right off of Highway 87 and Airport Road, just off the roundabout. And this is a free service for people that need to get their taxes done. So we jump right in and share about this program.
Okay. Well, thank you, Chris, for having us. And we are the people, the volunteers who are doing the tax preparation. They have been trained to do it, and then we have individuals to review the work. So it's a good program. The people are very knowledgeable, and we offer this program for anyone who has to have their taxes done. It is, even though it says ARP, it is really for, the young people, middle-aged, elderly people, whomever. And we, of course, do the Social Security, W-2s. We do your 1099s. If you are an individual who has your own business, we can do those Schedule Cs for you, as long as you don't have employees and you're just doing it as an individual. We do almost everything. I guess the one thing that we can't do are, if you're active military, we can't do your tax returns.
Out-of-state returns for
And-
those snowbirds.
Out-of-state returns we cannot do. But other than that, even if you forgot to file last year, we can help you with that.
Oh.
So we can go back 3 years.
3 years.
Okay, I have, Diane is the expert. She's been doing this for how many years, Diane?
8.
8. I'm a newbie. I've been doing it for weeks. So you have the new and you have the experienced here.
That is a little bit newer. So Diane, you've been doing this for 8 years now?
Yes.
And this is a volunteer program, or you volunteer and other people volunteer to prepare the taxes?
We're all volunteers, and we get training in January, and then we work from February through April during tax season. And then we have most of the rest of the year off, so it's not like it's a full-time commitment. At the moment, we're only working 2 days a week. But we hope if we get enough volunteers that we can expand to 3 days a week.
Wow.
Well, that remains to be seen. We lost a lot of volunteers during COVID. So
Gotcha.
we're
Yeah.
trying to build back up again.
Trying to build back up.
Everybody
Yeah.
else.
So I guess then, since you mentioned that, if people wanted to volunteer, and I was just thinking about this when you said you've been doing it for 8 years now, doing taxes. Most people, when it's tax season, which it is right now, they taxes. Oh my gosh, doing their taxes, and it's something they don't look forward to necessarily. So to have a group of volunteers that are doing people's taxes for free for them, that's great. So if there's anyone listening and you enjoy doing taxes, or you have experience, and I guess how much experience is required for someone to volunteer?
Really, you just have to not be afraid of computers.
Oh, okay.
And we can train you to do taxes.
Uh-huh.
My only experience was doing my own taxes.
Oh.
And I thought I knew what I was doing, but then I got trained, and now I know a lot more about taxes than I did when I started.
Uh-huh.
So it was good.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have, so I've done accounting my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
but never taxes. And the program that you have to enter everything in is, it really prompts you along the way. So it really helps guide you as you're doing it. And just everybody be assured, while we did the training, we also had to pass an IRS test to be able to do the taxes. So this isn't just like, oh, you've got some training and then you're on. You actually have to be certified by IRS to be able to do this.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
just make people a little bit more comfortable on that.
Yeah.
But there is a process.
Uh-huh.
The way we do it, and it's gone more smoothly. Everybody comments that have been there how smooth it is this year. You make an appointment,
Mm-hmm.
and that number is 928-487-1174. Again, 928-487-1174. And there is a form that you can pick up, and you can get that at the Elks Club, the Payson Senior Center, Pine Library, Overguard Senior Center, or the CAP office, which is next to, that's a Community Action Office, which is next to Mike's Fish and Chips.
Mm-hmm.
And we go out to Overguard. We do all of basically Northern Gila, or anybody who stops in this way and needs their taxes done here. But so there's a form that you fill out in advance of actually coming in. And with that, we'll ask that you bring all of your tax documents, like your Social Security statement that you got, your W-2s, any 1099s that you have. If you have any charitable contributions, list them.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically, if you've had those done a charitable tax contribution,
Mm-hmm.
if you have that letter, that helps us get the number of that organization that we need to fill in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, if you are an individual who is a small business out of your home, please bring in your, what income you made, and then all of your deductions.
Okay.
And it's always best to bring proof of your deductions.
Okay.
So there's a variety of things that we ask for, and when you make the appointment, you can talk to the individual making the appointment for any other questions that you might have, so that you're ready to go, because the more prepared you are, the easier the process is.
Okay. So, Diane, over the years, since you've been volunteering for 8 years now, how many volunteers before COVID did this group have, or how many volunteers were there?
We were up around 15, 16, something like that.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Yeah, that's really good. And how about after or now, I guess how many?
well, this year we have 10. Last year, I think we only had about 6 or 7.
Mhm.
So it was a little rough
Ooh.
last year.
Yeah.
But we were doing everything at home last year because we still couldn't meet in
Gotcha.
person because of the COVID. This year was the first year back meeting in person, and we're glad that we have all these new volunteers.
Yes. No, that is great. And about how many people do you do forms for?
It's running around 400 or 500 people that we're doing returns for this year.
400 to 500?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I was expecting you to say maybe 100, 200, but 400 to 500. Wow, that is quite a bit. And is that how many it's been each year? Like
Well,
every year?
Before COVID, it was a little higher than that. It was around 600. But,
600.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot. Wow, that is great. That's a lot of people then that are getting help.
Yeah, we've already got, I think the last count was 374
Uh-huh.
that I saw. So it is, We still have till April 18th.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that's April 18th is the tax deadline?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But we do still have appointments available, so.
Mhm.
So
Okay, well, that is good.
if we got reminded by this program that you hadn't done your taxes yet,
Uh-huh,
you might want to call that appointment number.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that number again?
928-487-1174.
And so, yeah, again, I can't believe it's open to all ages. That's something that, I guess with the title, just ARP, you'd think that it's just for ARP members or retirees, but the fact that it's open to all ages is great information to get out there. What are the percentages, would you say? How many are retirees versus non-retirees?
Oh, at least 80% of them are retirees.
Gotcha.
But we have some kids who come in from their first job and they want to get their withholding back, and
Yeah.
we'll do those too. And anybody who wants to come in, the funding is partially from the AARP Foundation, but also from other sources. And the other
Mhm.
sources said, we really can't put limits on who you can serve. So they ask a few questions about your age and your income limits and stuff like that, just to make sure that we're serving a wide variety of people and not just limiting it to seniors.
Gotcha. Yeah, mentioned when you said, a young person with maybe their first job, the days of the 1040 easy form. Oh my gosh. I remember first filling that out. And wow, oh my gosh, there's so much to this. It would be great to go back to those days. Just
Absolutely.
be able to do a 1040 easy. Oh my gosh, yeah. Compared to all the other forms now. Oh boy. So you mentioned that it's 2 days, that you're currently doing it 2 days. I know there's the phone number that people call, and that again is 928-487-1174. And what days currently are you doing the tax preparation?
It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 9 to 4.
Okay.
So you can always drop by, pick up the form that you need to fill out, and then ask any questions that you need. The other thing that we do for people who might not have the time to wait for the tax return to be done,
Mm-hmm.
we have the capability to scan your information, and then we have individuals who work at home who are the more experienced tax people. They will do the taxes for you, and then when they're ready, you come back and sign them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at Diane because I think that's the process, and she's nodding. Yes, that is the process. Okay. So you have two options: to either be there and wait, or I know that people are busy, working people, and so we want to make sure that you're able to use this wonderful service, and there is scanning capability, so you will not have to wait. And I think normally if things are in order, it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get through the process if you're there.
That's not bad at all.
No, and everything is e-filed, so
Okay.
that is nice.
Yeah, because when you were saying approximately 400 returns, and if average maybe hour and a half, 2 hours per return, so we're looking at like 800 hours or so by all the volunteers, and
includes wages, interest, dividends, capital gains and losses. If you are unemployment, bring in that form. Any pensions, retirement income, Social Security benefits, and of course, if you're self-employed, bring in your information. And then also, one thing that we want to mention, which some people don't know about or they forget about, is there is a thing called the Arizona Property Tax Credit Refund.
Oh.
And this is a wonderful thing for individuals. If you're a resident of Arizona for the entire year, if you were 65 or older by December 31, and if your household income was less than $3,751 if you lived alone, or $5,501 for if your household income, you could be eligible for this. And this is if you own your own home, the property taxes that you pay, or if you rented the portion of the rent that was taxes. And if you rent, there's a Form 201 that your landlord can fill out. And a lot of people that are in RVs, they might, at the RV parks, they own their home, but they're renting the property. So they can look at getting a tax credit for the property tax portion of it and for the rental portion of it, for the land that they rent. So that's really important. And the thing to know is that it does not include Social Security income. It's only other income that you would report as income for the federal return, but not your Social Security. So that's an important thing for people to know about, and it's a wonderful benefit for individuals.
And there's probably a lot, that the average person would not know about, that when they come to get their taxes done by this group of volunteers, maybe if they're trying to do it on their own, they just wouldn't be aware. Things that they qualify for credits or different programs or anything that could reduce their tax amount. So I think that's a big advantage to coming and scheduling an appointment with you guys. Yeah, with doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we try our hardest to make sure that you're getting the best that you can possibly get, the maximum amount of return, if there is one, or the least amount of payment. So we really, we try to figure everything out. And the wonderful thing is when you first walk in the door, they're what they call a facilitator. So they make sure that you've got all your forms and they ask questions. And then you go to the tax preparer, and then the tax preparer continues to ask questions, try to dig down a little deeper to see if we're missing anything. And then you've got your quality review individuals who are very experienced tax preparers, and then they also might find something that we had missed. So you've got 3 sets of eyes looking on this to try to make sure that you're getting the best experience you can, and hopefully the best refund or the least amount of taxes you have to pay.
Yes, yeah. Do you find, is it a case where people, and they bring their previous year's taxes, if it was done somewhere else, do you find people that have missed, maybe different opportunities?
Occasionally. It's especially true if, my sister did my taxes for me. And my sister may have missed 1 or 2 things, like just last year they started exempting military pensions 100% for Arizona.
Oh, wow.
You no longer have to pay Arizona taxes on military pensions. Well, if you hadn't been trained last year for that particular subject, you wouldn't have known that it happened. And so we occasionally get people who get some money back from the prior year. We'll file an amended return for them.
Oh wow, that seems like a great benefit. Because we have so many retirees that have a military retirement or pension. Wow. Yeah. so that's good to know. And that just started last year? There we go. So if you're listening and you did not know that, then that's something, you just learned. So again, this is AARP tax preparation. That's done at the Payson Elks Lodge, which is right on the corner of 87 and Airport Road, or Airline Road, at the roundabout. But it's on you can't really miss it, the big parking lot, and they have banners on the fence.
Yeah,
It's on the southwest corner there of the roundabout. And there is a number that you need to call, though, to make an appointment, and that number is 928-487-1174. Anything else that you'd like to share about the program, or do you want to, there's something else you want to talk about? Yes, with Kiwanis of Zane Grey.
Chris, I'm switching my hats right now.
Yes.
And the Kiwanis of Zane Grey, we've been around for a long time. Many people know us in the community. But we are having our annual auction for youth to raise money that benefits the Rim Country Youth and Scholarship Fund for the Payson High School seniors. We just went in to the scholarship day where the seniors came and applied for scholarships.
Yes.
So we're working through that right now, but we're raising money to make sure that they could have a scholarship. And the one thing that we do that could be a little bit different than other organizations is that we don't limit it to just the 4-year college. We also, if a student wants to go to a trade school, we have scholarships for that also.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's an important thing for everyone to know. Just don't think, well, I'm not going to go to 4 years, so I can't get a scholarship. It's there for if you want to continue education in any way, we're there to help you. And last year we were able to give over $12,000 in scholarships to our high school seniors, and we're hoping this year we'll be able to give more. So April 22nd, it's the 2023 auction for youth. It's at the casino, and we have a Nashville theme going on. It's a dinner and auction, and the doors open at 5 p.m. Tickets are $65, and a table of 8 is $450. And it's a wonderful prime rib dinner that will be served. There's also, this auction is actually going to open up on April 8th online. There'll be flyers around town. You can look on the Kiwanis site and also find out more information about it. So please think about us and think about the kiddos, and help us give them some great scholarships. And if you want more information about it, you can call 928-978-1086.
And did you want to mention some of the sponsors of this event, auction for youth? Because I see a lot of just great organizations and businesses that not only sponsor Kiwanis in this event, but they do a lot in the community. So it's always good to recognize them.
Absolutely. Yes, we have very generous people in this community. So we have Edward Jones, Paul Gonerman, who has been a Kiwani member for many, many years, MHA, the Zane Grey of Arizona, YAC, Payson Concrete Materials, Culver's, Centerpoint Dental, Beeline Chiropractic, Rick and Jennifer Hinkie, Ron and Leslie Wright, Miller Auto Works, Crabtree and Shepherd Insurance, and Mackey's Grill. They've been supporters of this for a while, and we truly appreciate them. There's other sponsors also, and many businesses give to the auction. So we just really appreciate the generosity of this community.
Yeah, we do live in such a generous community, and all the volunteers, you two and the other volunteers that make the AARP tax preparation possible, for it to be free to approximately 400 people, it's through your generosity that's possible. So it is great. Our community, just all the volunteers and people that enjoy helping other people. So it is a great community. So anything else you'd like to add with the tax preparation? It's about almost 10:30, but yeah, I don't know. Anything, I guess the number, that's very important. Get that phone number out, because there are some appointments available, but you do not want to wait. Get your appointment today. Don't wait. The number to call is 928-487-1174.
And if no one answers, just leave a message and she will get back to you.
Oh, hey, that's good to know. Good to know. Leave a message. And again, appointments are scheduled on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the Payson Elks Lodge. All right. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on this morning and sharing all the information. More importantly, though, thank you for volunteering to do this.
Thank you, Chris, for helping us get the word out. We appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you, Diane.
You're very welcome.
Yes, and thank you everyone for listening and watching today. And again, thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring our Community Spotlight program. Time to get back to the music with some Steelers Wheel and Huey Lewis and the news. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
This morning's KRIM weather
Oh my
forecast for Payson and
gosh.
surrounding areas. I'm Northwest meteorologist
This
Corey
would be awesome.
For today, sunny skies, highs near 55, north winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy.
I'm gonna just turn off the microphones real quick. Turn that. There we go. All right.
Thank you, Chris.